Okay, I'm calling Derry Turner today. He's over there in Uganda and Kampala, and calling from Coos Bay all the way across the world. Just checking in on you. So, how's your day today, Derry?
It's a good day. It's a Sunday for us, and we just had a full day at church. And then after church, we had a home group meeting with about 12, 13 people over.
Excellent. Is that a pretty normal Sunday for you?
Well, the home group meeting happens once a month. I think it's usually every third Sunday of the month, and it's a very diverse group, and it's a lot of fun. And we do different things at different times, but we usually share a meal together. And this time we had 3 Liberian students from Makerere University who also joined us.
What church do you go to on a weekly basis?
It's Kampala Baptist Church, and it's not far from Makerere University, the main government university. So it also gets a lot of university students.
Is that a African-run church, or is it an American pastor, or how does that work?
No, Andrew Mwenge is the pastor, and he's an African pastor, definitely.
Good.
And I have the privilege of meeting with him once a week, and we soundboard off of each other with ministry ideas. We talked in the past about the Orange and how to become involved in short-term ministry with a long-term effect, and how to take skills from the U.S. and transfer them to, like, the Bible School at WBTC as they need. And where are we at in that? Well, we've made application to a grant to hopefully be able to build a guest house, because we have to have a place for people to come to when they come. I sleep in a tent all the time, and I don't mind sleeping in a tent, but I've been told there's some pastors in the States that really don't care for tents. I don't know if it's just past tense or present tense or future tense. They didn't tell me. But so we thought maybe if we could just, build a halfway decent guest house so people could be on the campus and relating to students all the time in this process of transferring knowledge and information and encouragement and stretching the teachers and doing a bunch of other work too as well. And also in working with churches, I'm going to be coming home more often to try to build a stronger relationship with churches and the school, in the mind of sort of like a bridge. You have to have 2 abutments on the bridge, and I'm working here in Africa to try to get the guys to realize how to manage Westerners and get the best out of them in that school environment. I'm also going to have to involve myself with the church who wants to send some people across that are skilled to help them prepare themselves to come across so they don't burn out or freak out when they see what Africa is actually like and the problems that are here. So I'll be floating back and forth between Africa and Uganda a lot more often these days in hope to build a bridge that will last and that will continue to be a blessing for WBTC and the Nationals and pastoral training on this side, but also a blessing for the church as well as they learn how to mobilize and support their members inside their church for ministry.
I recently read an article, well, actually it's been a few years ago, and you probably are aware of it, of a famous atheist from England who came back and kind of stirred the pot that really the only hope for Africa is Christian missionaries, because the reality of it is it takes a changed mind of the way things are done in Africa. And he took a lot of heat for that because he realized the only hope was a new mindset on how everything works in Africa. How would you respond to that?
I would agree with him 100%. Only Christ can take the mindset that exists here, which is a cross of fatalism and relativism on steroids. Africans don't usually worry about absolutes or truth. in their culture per se, and and the strife and the envy and the hate and the resentment. And of course, I know people don't see that when they first come across because everybody's happy and warm and welcoming. But all you have to do is see Mob Justice a couple times, and you'll realize that there's a lot of pent-up anger and resentment and bitterness here. And only Christ can take that out of a heart. Mm-hmm. And help and teach us to love not only our neighbors, but also our enemies.